Today, I'm working on a 2023 Dodge Durango. I have to take the headlight out, but in order to do that, the front bumper has to come off. So let's get started. Before we begin, hop in the car and turn the wheels all the way to one side. Start out by walking over to one side of the car. Locate and remove one 8mm screw down at the bottom, along with 2 plastic rivets. Using a body trim tool, slip the tool under the rivet and pry outward to remove the rivets. After removing the 2 rivets, remove one 10mm bolt. Next, we'll have to remove the first half of the fender flare. The stars shown on screen represent the approximate location of 3 tabs that hold the first section of the flare on to the bumper. To remove the first section of the flare, gently grab and pull on the bottom of the flare. With firm and gentle pressure, pull outward towards you. If you want to go the extra mile, you can remove a little bit more of the flare from the car. That way you have more room to remove the bumper away from the fender when it's time to remove the bumper. The remaining of the flare is held on by one-time use clips. Using a body trim tool, you can gently pry outwards to release the clips from the car. Most of the time, these one-time use clips like to break, so you will have to replace these. If you want to reduce your chances of breaking any clips, try using a putty knife. The goal is to press each side of the clip to release the clip free from the fender. Gently pull back the flare, reaching inwards with your putty knife, and release the clip from the fender. I know it may look easier said than done, but go ahead and try it. I'd say this is the most difficult part of the whole job. Be patient with this and don't give up. Once you have the flare loosened up, let's disconnect some wiring. Pull back the fender liner using a flashlight. Locate one wiring harness that connects from the car to the bumper. Depending on what features your Dodge Durango has, there may be 2 wiring harnesses to disconnect. Once you locate the wiring harness to disconnect, usually it will have a white or red tab on it. Using a small flathead screwdriver, place the tool behind the tab and push it forward until you hear a click sound. Then press down on the tab. This will allow you to disconnect the wire harness. If this video has been helpful so far, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more Dodge Durango tutorial videos. Now that we've got one side all loosened up, what we need to do next is repeat all the previous steps that we've done to the other side. Once you have both sides of the bumper loosened up, let's work on loosening up the bottom of the bumper. There will be a handful of silver-looking 10mm bolts to remove. These bolts are all along the bottom of the bumper from one end to the other. Next, each end on the bottom of the bumper will have one black metal rivet that will need to be removed. The easiest way I've found to do this is to drill right through the center of the rivet with a drill and a drill bit. If your drill is too big to fit under the bumper, safely jack up the front end of the vehicle. The last thing we have to do before the bumper comes off is loosen up the top. Pop the hood and locate 2 black clips. Remove the 2 clips. Then gently pull up on the top of the bumper to loosen it up. The back side of the top of the bumper, near the 2 clips, has a few tabs that secure that whole top section in place. Once you have the top, bottom, and both sides loosened up, you're ready to remove the bumper. Go to each side where the bumper meets the fender. Gently pull on the corner of the bumper to remove it from the vehicle's bumper retainer bracket. Then remove the bumper. Now that we got that front bumper off, let's remove that headlight. Once you have the bumper off, start out by removing 2 10mm bolts underneath the headlight. Use a 10mm socket on a long extension. Next, locate 2 more 10mm bolts that go through the fender to the headlight bracket. Before we go any further, we need to disconnect the wire harness on the back of the headlight. Depending on the trim level, there may be more than one wire harness to disconnect. To disconnect the wire harness, there may be a white or red tab. Shown here in this picture, there is a white tab. Using a pick tool, slide the tab back towards you. You will hear it click when it slides back. Then, push down on the tab and gently pull to disconnect the harness. Then you will need to remove any wiring connections that are attached to the headlight. Use a body trim tool to remove them. Next, work your way to the top of the headlight. You'll need to remove a section of the hood weather seal, followed by the corner sight shield. Using a body trim tool, remove the seal. Removing part of the seal out of the way will allow you to freely move the corner sight shield to gain access to the final bolt. Then, depending on your Durango model year, remove 6 to 8 clips that hold on the corner sight shield. you can use a body trim tool or small flathead screwdriver. Once you have removed the hood weather seal and the corner sight shield, now you can remove the final bolt that is holding the headlight. And just like that, the headlight is free. Give the video a thumbs up and subscribe for more Dodge Durango tutorial videos. If you have any comments or questions, leave them down below and I'll get back with you as soon as possible. Thanks for watching.